My daughter and I came to Laurimar. We built up here for the reason being the quietness, the rural aspect, the lakes, the wildlife.
Our son and his family moved out here 8 years ago, and it was a beautiful rural setting. The open spaces were the big attraction.
Nice big blocks, nice open parklands, pathways for the kids to ride their bikes.
We moved to Laurimar for the open space, the parklands, and for the country community.
We realised when we came through Overland Drive off Yan Yean Road, there was a lot of people here living on in a country setting, and we just had that terrific feel of the place, and we thought, gee, you know, this would be a great place for us to build.
We came out here because of the open spaces and the country feel. We really liked the community, and now we've just found out that they plan to build 5-storey here, which is going to spoil the whole open effect.
We're attracted to the area by some of the Laurimar advertising, which some of the headlines were, "Get closer to nature," "Views reflected in the water," "A relaxed country vibe," "Tree-lined streets." Ancient red river gums replace tall buildings, which is not what we're about to see if they go ahead with this development across the water from us.
Delphin has sold some property over there on the other side of the river or creek to a developer who intends to build a 5-storey residential development containing about 74 odd apartments.
When I first heard about there was a proposal to build this 5-storey high-rise development, it was I had several feelings. One of them was just purely disbelief, and the second one was anger, and the third one was complete deception.
We paid a premium for our land to be opposite this wetlands and parklands under the false pretences of it was to be grasslands, parklands and country environment, with all the paraphernalia from the advertising for this land.
When we bought our land, that was shown as parkland, and that's one of the main reasons we purchased our land. I believe if the units go ahead, it'll reduce the value of properties anywhere in the area within sight of these units, and I believe a lot of people will sell and move out. And we certainly are thinking of doing that if the development goes ahead.
We want the beautiful parks, we want the red gums to survive and to thrive. We want all these beautiful trees to enhance this aspect, and we feel that this is going to stick out and really take away from what we're trying to achieve here. If you look around, the gardens are all beautifully landscaped. We have to stick to what the council wanted in our garden plans, and now the council's going to put something which is totally different and foreign to what we've had to toe the line.
If we wanted to be in an area with anonymous neighbours and concrete apartment blocks, we were going to live in the inner suburbs.
So many people being allowed to move into this area without any infrastructure. The same highways and the same routes to get out of Doreen are being slowly clogged with traffic.
Assuming both adults have a car, which is really what is required out here because of the lack of public transport, that'll bring in an extra 150 odd cars into the area also.
Let alone the eyesore.
It will be a very big eyesore looking at a 5-storey development when all the properties around the place are predominantly single-storey homes.
There is 74 units. They've only allowed 82 car parking spaces. That means that the majority of people live out this area are 2-car families. That means there's parking spaces need to be found for another 68 cars. Now, where are they going to go? Out in the street? Out on the grass or wherever they are? I don't believe the council or the developer are allowing enough room for car parking. It's also been built right alongside native wetlands. We've got a resident, 2 lovely big black swans with their 7 cygnets. We've got pelicans that came in, water birds, ducks, herons, egrets, all the birds are already here. I believe when they come to the side opposite and they have the glare of the lights, the security lights, the noise, the people, that this will drive them out of the area. So the wetlands that have been promoted will drive the animals and birds away. And in Laurimar there's about 1,500 blocks left still to be built on. Most of those blocks have allocated, they've allowed about 1 or 2 parking spaces for each home. With all that development still to come, 1,500 to 1,600 units, I believe that the parking over here from the cars, where the car park is already full, is absolutely insufficient, and the mass building with the mass amount of people is not warranted on parklands.
One that's not going to look very nice, the impact on the traffic around the shops, there'll be more people, the school will be affected, it's already getting quite large.
I'd like to talk about the safety of children walking to school, perhaps residents and their children walking from Overland Drive down Waterway. There's another area called Corriedale over that way. They'd be walking down Waterway Boulevard. Now there may be 150 cars coming and going from the new development. They may need a set of traffic lights down there to protect these children. They may need a lollipop lady, to look after the welfare of these children. That's of great concern to me, and I'm sure the residents of Doreen would say that that was a priority. So these things have to be considered.
You'll hear a lot of people talk about rubbish bins, streets, cul-de-sacs. You'll hear people always giving you a difference of opinion on why. It's misleading from the beginning. The whole thing is unfair for the families who come here with a perception of a home environment, not a high-rised environment. You take in the structural integrity of this building, which will be 5 stories, let alone